All right, guys, welcome back to the MVM Show. I'm your host, Titus. Today we got Morgan in the back behind me, Nathaniel, and Jake over in the driver's seat. I'm co-piloting today. And we are on the road, as you can tell if you're watching on the YouTube channel. And thank you guys again for helping us hit 1,000 subs. We are on our way out of state. We are on the West Coast. We are going to a junior vet hunt. We'll be up in Idaho here, and we're pretty excited. Kind of wanted to talk about a little bit, since Jake and Nathaniel Morgan on here. Kelly, so this will be her first hunt.
Yep.
So I think all of us are more excited than anything, honestly, about that. I mean, just duck hunting, period. But, and this episode will probably be behind a little bit from when we actually went, but we're pretty excited about it. I don't know we'll start with you, Nathaniel, since, I mean, it's your guys' dog, but it's yours really, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on kind of expectations?
I'm not sure. I think she'll do pretty fine. I honestly think she'll do just perfect, honestly. I don't see why she wouldn't, but I'm not trying to keep my hopes too high anyhow. But we hope for the best. But
what do you think, Jake?
I think she'll do fine. I mean, she's not seasoned, of course, but you guys, when we took her out and practiced, when we went out and threw some birds and did what we did and all the evidence that was there that she's going to do fine, you guys have worked really hard at her. Nathaniel's done, I think, a good job with her. We've talked about it before, but he's had a lot of patience with her, more than I would have had for sure.
Yeah, because I think on one of the episodes, did we talk about kind of her little bit of stubbornness? I don't know if we talked about it on that. I don't think because we really didn't see it coming out.
Yeah,
well,
not till really force fetch.
Yeah, force fetch, and that's just a tough deal.
A little bit with sit stay, not much though.
Yeah.
More with force fetch, that was terrible.
Yeah, and remember I told you that the whole time. I was like, man, I hated force fetch.
Yeah.
And it gets to the point you start questioning. Didn't you say that? Didn't you say you started thinking that a little bit about force fetch? Like, is this really...
Yeah, is this really necessary?
Yeah.
Do we have to do this?
Yeah.
But yeah, even going after training her with to just a certain pond using real ducks, I think force fetch made a huge difference. So
it does. It does, because I asked Jake or asked you guys, do you want her to come up to you, bring the bird right to you, and then drop it in front of you?
Yeah.
And I think everybody had like a resounding no. Like, I want it to come to my hand. And I know there's dogs out there that probably haven't done force fetch that probably just naturally do that, but I don't think the majority of them do.
Yeah.
Naturally. I just don't, I mean, they can happen and stuff, but I don't think that's like common. But anyways, and that's all personal preference too. I mean, if that doesn't matter to you, if the dog drops the bird in front of you or whatever. But, you know, there's a lot of situations like crippled birds or stuff like that you'll deal with. But something cool when we're out there training her, I wasn't necessarily supposed to make this about training Kelly, but we are on our way to her first duck hunt. We'll be hunting tomorrow, and I think, do you guys have any of you guys have a little bit of anxiousness or like, not anxiety, but kind of like, what is going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even hunting, and I'm probably just as anxious as you guys are. I don't know, maybe because my boys are hunting, so that, you know, like a dad being a little anxious, and then Nathaniel's got a dog kind of in the race now, I guess you could say. So you're kind of, I'm just anxious, excited, and it's fun. I mean, this whole trip, we've talked about it. I don't know. I think our conversations the last 3 months has been nothing but but this trip. It just, and then trying to get Kelly ready for this moment. I don't know. It's just cool. Just already on the drive, we've only been driving, we're about 6 hours in. We've already stopped at certain places we've already stopped at last year. It's just kind of a cool little tradition we started. And then just the whole trip itself and being anxious to see what the hunting is going to be, because we're not from this area or around it, so we don't see, what the birds are doing or anything like that. So we're it's just the whole anxiousness of everything.
Yeah. I think I have a little bit too, just because it was like that in every phase of Rocky's training. It was like that on every phase of Kelly's training, because how is she going to do for sit stay? How is she going to do for heel? Me and you would have those conversations, Nathaniel. Yeah. How's she going to do for force fetch? How's she going to react to this, react to that, do this? And she's always coming out with shining colors. She's done amazing. And big props to you. I've said that a bunch of times, but I respect your hard work and all the efforts you put in, because it ain't no walk in the park all the time. And it takes just commitment, but it just takes consistency. And if you goof around and just kind of don't take it serious, it's not that you couldn't eventually get through it. But I think it was nice. I don't know what you think too, Jake, is like him having that deadline of knowing we're trying to have her ready by this.
Yeah.
Gave a lot of motivation, I think.
I think it did too. It put a lot of motivation.
For all of us, right?
Yeah, for all of us. Because, I know you and him have put the most time in, but I know Morgan's helped out a lot. We've all been a part of it. Even our family, there's like certain.
You and Sarah really worked with her probably the most, Nathaniel was saying, just on sit.
Yeah.
No,
that first couple of days.
We did, because we wanted you don't want to confuse her, right? So we kind of, even the girls, everybody knew what not to say and what we should say and things like that. I know it sounds a little crazy, but it
matters.
It does matter. I felt like it did. And then it all kind of, because a lot of, in the beginning when you explained certain things, like the force fetch and stuff like that, right? I didn't really fully understand it. And then when you explained it, and then we actually seen it happen, it's like, wow, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny you mentioned force fetch. Since lately on Facebook, just because of Kelly, I guess, but I'm trying not to make this about Kelly, but just anyways,
well,
I've been,
kind of is,
yeah, following like different retrievers, different things on Facebook, right? And everybody that has issues with dogs, leaving a bumper or leaving a bird, whatever, behind or playing with it or doing whatever, right? And everyone just keeps saying, hey, you got to do force fetch, got to do this. And I feel like it's really important. And this is our first season with the dog, but I can already see the importance of it.
Morgan, what are you like? What's your thought? How do you think it's going to be? What are you looking forward to the most out of this? Obviously we're going to be hunting and stuff, but as far as Kelly, we'll move on to the hunting part of it. But like, as far as Kelly goes, what's your thoughts?
I don't know. Just have fun. Hope she does good. I think she'll do good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you've like stuff that you've helped. Because you're how old are you? You're 13, right?
Yeah.
When are you 14?
November 3rd.
Okay. And you've went out there with us a bunch, like back when we introduced her to water.
Yeah.
Remember so you've been there with us a lot too, but you're helping out in every which way. So it's been nice to have your help, like throwing bumpers or, whatever it is, shooting the gun on the intro to gunfire. You've been a big part of it too. It's not that you need 3 guys to do it, but it has been nice to have Morgan involved, and helping with a lot of these things.
Makes it easier on you guys.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to talk about Kelly. My thoughts were, I just want to make sure, and it's not my dog, but I want to make sure that her first exposure to a retrieve, because Rocky's obviously here too, he will do, I'm not going to say a majority, but it probably would be technically. And that's not because he needs to. It's just we really want to make sure Kelly is set up for success. Yeah. And those first several retrieves are key to her future. Just like I said at the beginning, all the little things we did were building blocks. And you're like, what's the point of this? What's the point of this? Is this really necessary? But then when you get it all done, all those things, I was telling your mom the other night, I said, she was asking or saying something about Kelly, how proud she was of that video. And yes, guys, I know a lot of people have been like, hey, are you putting any more out? Yes, I just got to edit them. Now, I'm behind now because duck season's starting. And I'm like, oh, man, I got to get those done. But I said in that one retrieve that she did, when Rocky went first, the video we have, and then you sent Kelly.
Yeah.
That was intro to gunfire. That was hold. That was sit. That was kennel. It was steadiness. It was the retrieving part, which is kind of natural for a lab.
Yeah.
There was like 7 things involved. All the things you taught her over this last several months was all involved in that one thing. And you could see it all come alive and boom, in that one moment. And it's awesome to see your time pay off. So I just want her first retrieve. See, Rocky, I let him go get a stupid coot because there was nothing flying. It was opening day. And I'm like, Thomas, just shoot that coot. Well, what he did, you guys have heard the story. I don't want to beat it to death, but he went and got that coot. It was still alive, and it was pecking at him, kicking its legs. Not a big deal for a dog that's used to it. But it was like that was his first exposure. And I just don't want... I mean, you can't make everything perfect because we're hunting, and you never know what's going to happen. But I really want Kelly's first exposure to be just a good, awesome experience. And she has high drive anyways. So
yeah,
we're going to make sure we've all talked about it, that the bird falls just right there in front of her somewhere. There's no current. It's not just calm, easy retrieve. She can go pick it up and come back. And
yeah,
I don't know.
Sounds good.
And I know we've talked about you're probably just going to leave. Is that me or is that something? We're hitting a little bit of road work up here, but I guess kind of how are you going to play this out? Like what we get there in the morning, the decoys, set everything up. It's about shoot time. What's your plans?
Probably I won't even bring out the gun. Right now I'm planning on not even bringing out the gun till at least half an hour or so till you guys get some birds and she's used to it and I can keep her steady and get her maybe retrieve a few birds.
Yeah. Before
I even bring out the gun. And two, I'm just as excited, if not more excited about Kelly than even shooting.
Right. Yeah, because we want to you're going to get her those retrieves. I can't wait to see. And I don't know if it's going to be the 3rd bird, 5th bird, 6th bird, whatever, but I just can't wait for that. Just fall splash. If we can I know eventually at some point we're going to get a bird to fall right there for her. Somewhere, I'm not saying it has to be 5 yards from her, but somewhere within where she sees it. The good thing about the training we've done is she's got used to watching something come up from the sky and fall, and she's good at marking already. So anyways, as far as the hunt goes, we will be in the boat. We've got 4 dozen live final approach mallards, and then we've got a dozen of the widgeon. Because I anticipate to see a little bit of widgeon. We did last time have those set up. It doesn't look like we're going to have much wind. And I don't know. There's really not a ton to say. It's kind of we're at the anticipation mode. I knew this wasn't going to be a long episode, but kind of wanted to see I don't know, what are your thoughts, Morgan, on shooting ducks? I mean, as far as do you have high hopes? Do you have kind of keep subpar? Or are you thinking we're just going to go out there and come back in an hour and a half and eat breakfast?
No, I'm not expecting too much. Like last time, we got our hopes up too much and didn't go as planned as I thought.
Yeah.
So
we had high hopes.
So this year is a little different from my thoughts.
Yeah. And it's not staying negative, Jake. I don't know what you think about that, but I never try to go over the top in my thought process because every time I do, it just kind of, I don't know. I'm excited.
I think we're just going to have a really good hunt. I mean, it's hard not to expect that, but I don't know. It's hard to say. I guess.
We're all these guys as buddies are calling them, saying we're all feeling like Morgan's going to shoot a band. I don't know why.
That would be kind of cool.
We've all kind of thought that. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if it's going to be the first day or second day, but nonetheless, we're excited. I think we just have so many reasons. We've been talking about this since last year.
Oh, yeah.
I've really been looking forward to this because also I'm going on a deer hunt right after this. It's super cool. So,
exactly.
Get to
You
go.
just have a bunch of fun the next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going with our buddy Jason. So that'll be a lot of fun. And his dad, Ralph, I think you've had him on the show.
Yeah.
So it'd be fun.
Yeah. That you guys are going for what, a week?
Yeah. Little under a week, about 6 days. So hopefully, I get back from this trip and load up and head out. So
Yeah, we're I'll have to keep you guys updated on that, on his hunt.
yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So
Yeah. But I guess what I'm thinking too is, you never know how things are going to turn out. We got a spot in mind, but my thoughts are like 100. That's the spot at a different time of year. This is kind of early, so I don't know how that's going to be. And then, like which way they're going to come from. Doesn't look like there's much wind, so it could be from any certain way. And then my shooting. Do you guys ever think, when it's the first part of the season, do you guys ever think about your shooting? Like,
Yeah.
am I going to be able to hit anything?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that what you're thinking right now?
Yeah.
But you guys, we went on that pigeon hunt
And then dove hunting.
and the dove hunt. That dove hunt will get you warmed up.
Oh, yeah.
They're not like ducks to me at all.
No. They
Pigeons
dart.
are a lot closer to ducks.
Yeah.
Do you think that too, Morgan?
Yeah.
Because when a pigeon locks, he comes like right in. A dove, he's like, when he locks up, he's just like,
Bouncing.
Yeah.
kind of wavy.
Yeah. So I have thought that. I'm like, I wonder. Because this year, I've said it on this podcast several times before season started. I said I'm tracking my shooting percentages.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, are you guys supposed to be doing that too on this trip? Weren't you guys having some kind of deal about keeping track of your shells?
Yeah, we want to. We want to this whole season,
Yeah.
really, just to see how good we do.
I think that's a good
We
idea.
can outdo each other, basically. Like you said, that tells who really is the best hunter,
Yeah. Who's
honestly.
at least the best shot, anyways,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Well, and think about it. If you take the shots that are chip shots or the better shots, you're going to have a higher shooting success ratio, anyways. But if you're taking a 40-yard shot flying
Yeah.
away from you,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to instantly make your numbers go down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So think about that. Because, like you said, it makes you the better hunter, and it kind of does, because it's not about just shooting good. It's about what shots are you taking. Because we've all done it, right? You get frustrated and you take that third shot when
yeah.
more than likely there's
Not
no
gonna
way.
get it.
And if you do hit it, usually you wound it and it gets away anyway. So what's
Yeah.
the point of that?
Yeah.
You know, so I'm excited. I'm nervous. I don't know what my percentage will be. To me, think about this, okay? 7 bird limit. If you shoot 14 shells, which I think's decent.
Yeah.
yeah.
14 or less, that's good shooting.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. That's 50%.
No, it's
That don't sound that good on numbers. But I feel like if you do that, I think you're doing pretty good. Like, I can't, you know. So I'm like, my goodness. I know I've had a lot at 14 or less, but I've had a lot at 20 plus a box. Especially longer ago, it would be box and more. So I'm like, ugh. What do you think you shoot, Jake, a season? I feel like I'm going to be low 40s, high 30s. I don't know.
Boxes?
No, percent. Shooting percentage.
Okay.
yeah, probably realistically, like if you're really probably in the 30s.
Yeah.
It's like baseball, huh?
It's about 20 shells.
Baseball, a guy batting 300 is
Not a bad batter.
all-star. I don't know. I'm curious to see this year. Like,
Are you going to track yours too?
yeah,
You are. You know, and what you have to do, the only reason I thought if we don't start with a new box, because when you're done with the hunt, you put your shells back and you can count how many you shot. How are you going to keep track of that?
we
You
always
can't be like, oh.
No, we
You
always
write it
keep our
down.
boxes.
You start with a full box.
Oh,
yeah, and we'll fill it up with another box, or
Mhm.
make a full box every time usually.
Yeah.
Because most places we hunt, you have to have 25 inches.
Yeah,
so.
right.
That is annoying.
And you're not going to
though.
go with any less than that.
You go to a refuge and you didn't refill it, and it's like
Yep.
missing
It's too
10
late.
shells. You're like, oh my goodness,
Yep.
I'm an idiot.
I'm going to be taking a walk.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, the walk
I've
of
had that
shame.
many times. That is terrible.
I've gotten so lazy, though. I'm like, usually if I did that and I'm shooting, I'm out. I'm either borrowing or I'm saying I'm done. I ain't walking back. Come on.
Has to be really good.
Unless it's lights out and you really only have like 2 birds.
Yeah.
If I had 5, I'd just call it. Be like, well, that's it for me. That's my fault. I have had that happen, though. think you have a full box in there.
Yeah.
But anyways, I don't think there was anything else I want to cover. I just wanted to get this episode out of us heading out there, heading on the trip, documenting it, kind of hear ourselves what we said before the hunts, and then we'll do another episode that will come out on Thursday, coming home from the hunts, and we'll recap all that. We'll start our hunt recaps up this season that I know I get a lot of downloads on, so you guys obviously like it. They usually end up coming out before the hunt videos too, and I don't know if that's why it draws a lot of attention or what, but anyways, we'll do that. And I'm trying my best, guys. I'm trying to do 2 a week. I've been doing it for 3 months now. 3 months. I missed 2 weeks. I only did 1 a week, but I'm going to try to keep it up. And I appreciate you guys' support and your downloads. And I was going to tell you Spotify listeners, I think you probably know, so all of a sudden there's ads on Spotify now. And I didn't know it, but the people that I run the podcast through, they're like, you haven't been having any episodes that have commercials, which is probably great for Spotify listeners, but now you're going to start hearing them. So that's why they've always been on Apple Podcasts and all that stuff, but now they're going to be on Spotify too. So I know I'm the same way. It can get annoying to hear them, but it doesn't bother me that bad. If I don't like it, I'll skip through it or whatever, but those are going to be on. It's kind of a way for us to make some income and support the addiction, I guess. So just remember, we're not charging you guys. You don't have to pay nothing to listen to our episodes. Like, I know a lot of guys out there. So I'll never do that. I've told you that guys that before. But other than that, we are sitting at a dead stinking stop. How long were you sitting here? 10 minutes?
A little bit. I think it's gonna
On the middle of nowhere. They want to fix a road that looks completely fine. Whereas in California,
Yeah.
you blowing out axles and tires and just because the road's potholed up. I don't think there's nothing else to mention. I'm not going to force this. I think that's going to be a little bit of a short one, but stay tuned. This episode come out Monday. Stay tuned Thursday. You'll hear the rest of the story. Thanks for listening, guys. Anybody else want to say anything?
Nope.
Good.
I think we'll have a lot more to talk about in the next one, hopefully.
Yeah.
Please,
Hopefully.
Lord.
Yeah.
Pray for us, guys. We'll give you the good news on the next one. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.